What day is it? What day is it?
Rusev Day.
No. It's Aiden Day. But that doesn't matter because that's Shit Down Live.
Shit Down Live was better than Raw.
They both suck regardless. NXT. We should just do the podcast about NXT. We'll hit some of the spots from Raw though.
Did you, just before we start, did you see a fan on YouTube posting a video?
No.
Of who came back to NXT, sitting in the middle of the ring with his legs crossed?
Aleister Black. Well, it's about that time.
And he appeared during a certain match, and Nikki Cross was in the ring, and then Aleister Black appeared. And he's just staring at Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross is just like looking at him, and she's laughing. And then he gets up, and he's like vicious. And then Nikki Cross is like she keeps saying, like, I know something. He appeared, according to the fans on the thing, he appeared during Tommaso Ciampa and Velveteen Dream's match. I guess these two are going to have a match soon, so.
Interesting.
DREAM is.
Imagine if it was Dream.
I mean, that was a hell of a rivalry that they had, but they've already done that road.
Well, that'll be interesting, though. Oh, welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast, where you are joined by yours truly, Sinister. I am accompanied by my fellow brethren, Mr. Arcadia. Mr. Arcadia, how are you doing this eve?
Actually, pretty upset.
Por qué?
Because today should be Thursday, not Wednesday.
Well, you know what Wednesday is? Hump Day!
Because I really want to play some 2K19. Really badly.
Unfortunately, you gotta wait a couple more days.
One day. I have to wait less than 24 hours.
Couple more days.
How many hours? In 6 minutes, I will need to wait 22 hours for the game. Because there's no such thing as midnight releases anymore in this world.
Oh, what's a midnight release?
It's a 9 o'clock release.
Exactly. Speaking of which...
Yes, I am talking about the devil.
I have a proposition with you.
What?
About 2K19.
What?
So.
You want me to defend it tomorrow on 2K19 against you? Is that what you're going to go with?
No.
I'm also picking up Super Mario Party.
No. This is what I say. How do you feel about Super Showdown?
I think it sucks.
How about you don't predict for Super Showdown and I predict?
Well, I mean, what am I getting out of this?
When I win the predictions title back, vacant title.
Gotta make that clear, apparently.
I give you an opportunity.
How?
In 2K19.
When?
Either Sunday
that same week?
Or Monday.
Done.
Well, that is now set in stone. Hand has been shaken. Shaking of the hand has commenced. I will be predicting this Saturday's Super Showdown in Melbourne, Australia. While Nell sits back and watches me reclaim my title. And I will defend it against him. Because we all know King Zell, the failure, will never, ever make you guys proud.
See, I think this is a little bit more interesting too, because of this tense rivalry going on between you two. I'll just sit back, enjoy, sip on my tea like Thanos did, and then when it's time, I'm gonna put on my glove and I'm gonna evaporate you.
I'd love to see you try.
But let's go on to what was Monday Night Raw.
So, Monday Night Raw.
A historically low-rated Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, what'd you say it was, like 2.2, 2.3?
2.305,
yeah.
Down from their historically low rating last week of 2.350.
Yeah.
47,000 viewers lost.
Yeah.
On the go-home show to something that they've been promoting for the past, 5 weeks.
Well, 5 weeks? 5 weeks? I'm pretty sure they brought this up, 2 months ago.
They brought this up in WrestleMania 18.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. It wasn't. It was WrestleMania 32. minus 10
Minus 10.
makes it 22.
Uh-huh.
And then go back to WrestleMania 1.
Uh-huh.
That's when they announced it.
Oh, okay.
They were like, mark my words, 2018 will be in Melbourne, Australia for a live event on Saturday at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. Who the hell's going to be awake at 5 a.m. in the morning? Honestly, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up. The immediate thing I'm going to do is look at who won. So that way I know who won the title. Then I'll watch the show. But you guys need to understand this is a live show. In my opinion, my predictions, I wasn't having any titles change. None of the shit. They're not. It's just my opinion. They're not going to do it. It's just the way it is.
So you know what's awkward? If Zell and I tie.
Well, we got to make sure that there's no ties. And there has to be at least one difference between y'all.
Well, that's the problem. Zell doesn't know about this. Y'all are doing the predictions
Tomorrow.
So we won't know.
That's true.
So there's a possibility because I don't know Zell's predictions. He doesn't even know I'm predicting. So this is gonna be interesting. We still could have a vacant title at Evolution.
The way you two predict with each other, you guys usually are spot on with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering who you're gonna pick. We're gonna announce it today. Who you're picking? I'll run down the card with you today.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Just make sure he doesn't listen to it.
Oh, he won't. This won't go up until noon on Friday.
That's right. Perfect. So, that being said, we kicked off the week with the Monday Night Raw live in Seattle, Washington. Right as the show starts, it gets to the ring as Dean Ambrose makes his entrance to a very loud pop.
You know what's missing in Seattle? Just playing. Go on.
There's a couple things. JoJo introduces him, and in the ring you have the oh-so-beautiful Charlie Caruso, who is awaiting Ambrose to enter.
That booty.
When he enters, she asks if there was any truth to what Braun Strowman and the Raw Tag Team Champs, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, said last week about the Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins needed him more than he needed them. Ambrose says that there is some truth. Seth and Roman are both champions, and he has nothing, and Rollins replaced him quickly with Jason Jordan when he was injured last year. Then Charlie asked if he has ever thought about leaving the Shield, and a yes chant from the crowd actually broke out because everyone wants him to turn heel on them now. Dean says sure. He thinks about a lot of things. Maybe he's already gave his notice and turned in his black uniform. Maybe these dog tags don't mean as much to him anymore. Maybe he ran Reigns' car off the road tonight and he won't be there. There are a lot of possibilities. And then Charlie says, a lot of people are asking a lot of questions. Ambrose goes on and gets some what chance.
He was actually going along with it. Like how Stone Cold used to be like, oh, maybe I'll get a tea. What? A soda. What? A Sprite. What? He was going along with it. Like, he purposely paused so that way the crowd could get their what chance in.
This is what, he is the new Stone Cold at the end of the day.
Seth is the Triple H and Roman's the Rock. That's that three
that
they had.
Well, Ambrose wonders if people are asking questions about Ambrose just waiting for the right time to slip the knife in their backs. Charlie says they're actually asking about this, and then they show footage from last week where it was, I think the footage from what my memory was when they went up to Dean backstage, basically saying, you don't need them.
Yeah, and they certainly don't need you either because the whole thing, too, with Jason Jordan, too.
So they're trying to plant the seeds here, and they're trying to get Dean to come over to their side.
Yeah.
Well, Dean mentions people wondering why he came back to Raw and not SmackDown, why he's been cleaning up the Shield's messes since he came back. Dean just wants people to quit wondering and focus on his actions. Dean says the Shield is not a business or a brand, it's a brotherhood, and they will always ride into battle together. Dean's music suddenly hits and he goes to leave the ring, but the music interrupted by out comes the shitty acting general manager, Dean
Baron
Corbin. That guy. That shitbag. Who couldn't even make it in the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, Corbin says that was a really good story about brotherhood, but all he hears is whining. He wonders if there's something gnawing at Ambrose's lunatic brain. Dean calls Corbin the world's largest substitute teacher again and asks if he's salty because he keeps trying to put the Shield down and just can't get it done. Baron admits that they might be tough, but he considers last week to be a win because the Shield didn't run wild and the police weren't called. Baron is going to give Dean the chance to show where he stands tonight. He has 3 choices. He faces Rollins for his title, Reigns, or his title, or one-on-one with Strowman. Dean says Corbin can't come out here and dangle a carrot to make him dance. Dean goes with option 4, a match with Corbin. Corbin says it's not that easy, so he'll make the choice for Ambrose. He will face Strowman right now. And then you have Dean versus Braun Strowman to kick off the show. Braun's music hits, and out he comes as Dean looks on, preparing for a fight, and then it goes to a commercial break. Mm-hmm. Very first one of the night.
Which is surprising. Took them a long time before pushing that button.
Yeah, we actually got a full segment without a commercial break. Shocker! Well, back from commercial break. As they size each other up, bell rings. Ambrose goes to work on the leg, trying to break down the towering Braun Strowman, because he literally is a monster among men. And then Strowman just decks Dean and drops him. Braun with a running boot to the face. Strowman whips Ambrose hard into the corner, and he goes back down. Braun looks out at the crowd and laughs. Strowman keeps Ambrose grounded now. Strowman with more offense and big running splash in the corner. Strowman keeps Ambrose grounded again and pounds on him. Fans try to rally for Ambrose now. Strowman easily lifts Ambrose by his neck and slams him. Oh, you're a cocksucker. Oh, that piece of shit.
Sorry. Yankees and the Athletics.
Just so you all know,
Wild card.
I live in Massachusetts, and I have a very big target on my back constantly because I'm a diehard Yankees fan, diehard Cowboys fan, diehard Bulls fan, and a diehard Bruins fan.
Hockey, he stays true to.
The hockey.
But
if the Bruins were in the NHL, I'd be a diehard Rangers fan.
What about Fifish?
The Fifish. I got Man U. I love Man U.
You're so typical, man.
What do you mean?
Like everyone has Man U.
No, I love Man U, but for like US MLS, it's LA Galaxy.
Revolution's where it's at.
Hell no. See, I was a big Landon Donovan fan, that's why.
Wow.
I loved Landon Donovan.
And it's all about Portugal. Number 1.
Benfica.
Portugal, the best.
Benfica?
No.
Who? I swear if you say Sporting.
Benfica's a piece of shit.
You're Sporting, aren't you? You're Sporting, aren't you, you piece of shit?
Sporting is the best. Sporting number 1.
Sporting is not the best. Sporting number 0.
My mom is a diehard Ports fan. Good God. All she cares about.
Well, she's wrong.
You're Benfica, right? You're the typical white Portuguese man.
Excuse you?
You don't know what win is. Just joined Sporting.
Benfica is where it's at. Benfica is true.
I used to have Benfica pajamas when I was a kid.
Good.
And then I was like, why am I wearing this?
You piece of
shit. The logo looks like shit.
Sporting looks... There is a car... There's a minivan in New Bedford that drives around with a Sporting and Benfica flag on their back windshield. I'm like,
shot down.
For one, no.
You do not taint Sporting.
No, you don't taint Benfica with that trash on that back windshield.
I'm not that big of a fan. All I know is that I liked Sporting because it was different from what my parents liked.
Well, your parents... Wait, who does your dad like?
I think my dad's Benfica.
See, he's smart.
But I was like, I don't want to copy you. Just like when I was growing up football, my mom was a diehard Dolphins fan. I was like, all right, I guess I like Dolphins. I'm like, Dolphins are gay. And then, well, back in the day when gay would just meant stupid. Now if you say gay, you get shot. But then I was like, you know what? F that. I'll pick my own team. I'll be a Raiders fan. They're cool. Wait, what? There's a better looking pirate out there? I'll be a Bucks fan.
And you've been a Bucks fan ever since.
Ever since.
At least you got to see a Super Bowl in your lifetime. Barely, but you got to see one.
I stood up that night too because my mom was like, "Go to bed." I'm like, "My team's on, bro."
but yo, bro, my team's playing. And then she back in.
Those Raiders ass.
Those Raiders ass.
Those Raiders ass.
The person that saved that game was Rondé Baba. The good bobber.
Tiki was good.
Nah, Tiki was good. That I'll give Tiki. He was good. Even though he's a division rival. But even though he's not really a rival because of my grandfather. My family's weird. We have Cowboys, Eagles, not Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Redskins, Bills, and Patriots.
My dad's main family was different from everyone else. Everyone in my family is a diehard Patriot fan. Except where my dad, Lions, my mom, Dolphins, me, a Bucks, and my sister, and Eagles. And then the girl I'm marrying is the Seahawks.
Lols. Mega lols.
But it's because she saw Richard Sherman, not Richard Sherman, she saw Russell Wilson, and she was like, oh my god, that was sexy.
Oh my god.
Just like her new favorite wrestler, no more Randy Orton. Because I made her watch NXT, she was like, he is hot.
Who?
I'm like, you don't ever steal my man again, baby.
Listen, you trifling bitch, he's mine. That's basically what you did. Well, back to the show. Dean ends up fighting back a little bit, but it's very hard for him to do so with all the with Braun Strowman and him being who he is. But he ends up hitting Braun with a Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds.
For done dirt cheap. Dirty Deeds, and they're done dirt cheap. For a 2 count as fans pop. Strowman goes to the floor for a breather.
It would have been funny if it was like, and Strowman goes to the top.
Strowman goes to the floor for a breather, but Ambrose runs the ropes and hits a suicide dive, sending Strowman into the barrier. The referee counts as Ambrose unloads on Strowman, sending him to the steel ring steps. They both make it back in before the 10 count. Ambrose enters Strowman and catches him with a power slam. Ambrose rose under the ropes to buy some time. Strowman goes to the floor and stalks Ambrose at ringside. Strowman charges at Ambrose on the floor and floors him with a big shoulder as the referee counts. Strowman launches Ambrose into the barrier, brings him back into the ring at the 6 count. Strowman looks down at Ambrose and approaches. Strowman scoops Ambrose up, hits a power slam. Strowman picks up Ambrose again, but the music hits, and out comes WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns.
Dun 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 dun
dun dun dun dun dun. Strowman stares him down. Reigns enters the ring and nails a Superman punch for the DQ. You got Braun Strowman winning by DQ. And then after the bell, Reigns goes for another Superman punch, but it's blocked. They tangle for a second until WWE Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins comes flying off the top rope to nail Strowman. Ambrose and Rollins clear the ring of Strowman as Ambrose looks on from the mat. Strowman stares the Shield down from the ramp as his music hits. Strowman stands tall on the stage. Dolph and Drew come out to join him. Baron comes back out and says this isn't happening on his show. He announces Rollins versus McIntyre for later tonight. Reigns versus Ziggler for right now. And then Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre stand tall on stage as the Shield regroups in the ring. And then goes back to a commercial break. So that's 2 full segments without a commercial break. For the first time in forever.
Or they'll make up for it.
Oh, obviously. Well, it comes back from break, and you got Dean Ambrose in the trainer's room icing his shoulder. Seth walks in, and Dean isn't happy about the loss. Rollins calms him down and says, Roman, woohoo! Giancarlo! Sorry.
Is that what Roman said?
Giancarlo! Home run! Dean Ambrose, he calms him down and says, Roman came out when he had to, and this is about the war, not the battle. Dean says, sure, Reigns did. And what's funny about the whole thing is he could be Intercontinental Champion right now. Seth looks surprised. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Maybe he's planting seeds right now.
Maybe he is.
Because out of all the members of the Shield, it should be Seth who's Universal.
Yeah, I guess.
That would be a more entertaining title.
I could say a double turn. Seth and Dean attack Roman.
I would love every minute.
Oh, so!
You're not giving up on this dream,
No!
are you? God. Well,
The Roman Penitentiary.
I hate you. What are they gonna do about the golden penitentiary? Sorry, the glow penitentiary.
I don't care. She could hop on too.
Jesus. Well, you got Roman and Dolph Ziggler now. It goes back to the ring. It looks like we're going to have a Universal title match as Roman wants to put his title up. Baron comes out and says Roman doesn't decide when he defends his title. This is Corbin's show. And will be a non-title match. So will Seth Rollins' match later on. Baron says Roman won't be defending the title until Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. He then goes on, calls for the bell, and Dolph immediately attacks. Dolph unloads on Reigns to start and ends up taking control. Ziggler keeps Reigns grounded and shuts down a comeback attempt. Ziggler drops a big elbow for another pin attempt. Reigns counters and whips Ziggler hard into the corner. Roman charges, but Ziggler moves and Reigns hits the steel ring post shoulder first. Roman goes out to the floor and is slow as the referee counts. Ziggler grabs Reigns, but Reigns rocks him with a right. Ziggler goes for the knee and nails a huge DDT on the floor. Ziggler brings it back into the ring and ends up hitting a Famouser for a close 2 count. And guess what? Commercial break.
Bastards.
Them sons of bitches. Comes back from break and Roman tries to make a comeback, but Dolph gets the sleeper hold applied. Roman finally backs Ziggler into the corner and breaks the hold.
Sorry, I was hungry.
Roman slams Ziggler to the mat. Dolph charges but runs into an elbow. Roman makes a comeback with clotheslines. Now Roman keeps control and unloads with clotheslines in the corner as fans count along. Roman with a big boot off the ropes, to more boos and cheers because he's now the John Cena. More boos than cheers though. Roman calls for a Superman punch, but Ziggler dodges it. Dolph with a roll-up for a 2 count. Roman blocks a super kick. Dolph counters a Samoan drop with a rake to the eyes. Dolph hits the zigzag for another close 2 count. Roman ends up showing frustration after hitting a big spear for a close 2 count, which was surprising that Dolph kicked out of a spear because that spear is unkick-outable unless you're Braun or Brock.
Well, he used his level 3 resiliency. Now he has no more, so.
Well, see, that's where you're wrong, because Dolph doesn't have level 3. I think Dolph has level 1.
Oh, God.
So he had to use his finisher for that.
Yeah.
And then Ziggler counters with a roll-up for a 2 count. Reigns comes right back and hits the spear for a pin to win. Roman wins. And after the match, Reigns stands tall and raises his title as his music hitch.
It's
What is Will Smith there?
ugh.
Kevin James? Listen, you're Kevin James, so shut your mouth.
It was a pretty bad film.
It was a good film.
It was pretty bad.
It was good.
It was pretty bad.
It was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. It wasn't bad. I've seen worse.
All the American Pie movies.
You shut your fucking mouth.
See, I knew you. I knew you'd like that shit.
Yes. They're fucking
American Pie
hilarious.
sucks.
In the famous words of Steve Stifler, you don't score unless you score. Well. Then you see it cuts backstage where you have the Bella Twins, Natalya, and Ronda Rousey talking and warming up, and then commercial. Comes back from commercial and you got Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott. Now, before I say anything here about this match, I'm gonna cut to what happened last week. Just a recap with Liv Morgan and Brie, where Brie injured Liv. And I'm gonna bring up about what Daniel Bryan said. So, Brie has been getting a lot of backlash because of what happened last week, where people are saying she's dangerous in the ring, this and that, blah 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 blah. And she's been getting like messaged and like tagged on Twitter posts and all this stuff. She's just been getting a lot of backlash for it. So Daniel Bryan finally like broke and finally came out and talked about it. He brought up that it's not right that what's going on, because it was an accident and nobody has felt more bad about what happened than Brie herself. She's beat herself up more than anybody. And what everyone's doing is not helping the situation at all. And that nobody batted an eye when he concussed Randy Orton in, what was it, 2012?
2012, and he had to miss the next pay-per-view.
Yeah. Randy had to miss the next pay-per-view with a concussion because it was supposed to be a simple steel chair shot to the back, and he accidentally clipped him in the head.
Or even before that, let's talk about how Daniel Bryan literally was choking out, what was his name, Josh Roberts? When the Nexus took over, he literally choked out a guy, literally had the thing around his, like, literally choking him out. Vince McMahon ends up firing him, and then the fans really want him back, and everyone's wanting him back, and then they hire him back.
Yeah.
Like, he literally almost killed the dude.
Yeah. And he got, like, no backlash.
Yeah.
And the fact that, so, it's happening in the Brie, and he sees the toll it's taking on her. She's beating herself up. And this made me feel very bad for her. Because, like, yeah, you have to understand. Brie hasn't been in a WWE ring in an actual match since, when was it? 2-3 years ago?
Maybe 2 years ago.
Like about 2 years ago. So she's got a lot of ring rust. Like, this isn't a freaking Royal Rumble match. This is completely different from a Royal Rumble. These are actual matches. So I now understand from her perspective and all that, and I feel like she, like, as Daniel said, end cyberbullying. How do you feel about that?
I just feel like nowadays everyone just wants to complain and be sensitive over every little thing that they see. And it's to the point where it kind of like pisses me off because wrestlers start backlashing on people who think that they know better than they do when it comes to like guys who do stuff like this, like podcasts and stuff, you know? Because when you set out that image, it just makes them think that everyone's like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's not true, not everyone's like that, but it's just...
Yeah. That's like judging a book by its cover, essentially, in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's sort of gone wrong with the day and age that we live in now. Our world is fucked. It's been fucked for years, but it's still, like, why can't we just get along?
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Well, when you have someone, let's be real here, who is of great importance to the country, people usually take after what they see. So, not putting down any names. I could be talking about something specific. I could not be talking about something specific, but it's like, what's there to do when that shit happens? So it's like, you just gotta wait. That's why it's important to do your humanly thing when you're of age.
See, this is the problem. Our generation, what happened when we were growing up? What did the older people always tell us, like our teachers and stuff in school? What is our generation? That we're the future of this country.
Ah, yes. Of course.
And our generation has been like, nah, fuck that, yo. Smoke the pot.
Legit. I was just about to say that too. Our generation's more focused on, yo, did weed get like legalized? Cause shit. Like, really? That's what's going on in your head right now? Did weed get legalized?
Yeah. Like, personally, fucking legalize it already. There are more pressing matters in this country that nobody cares about, like, that isn't being talked about or fixed. Mm. And I don't want to get political here because that just ends in fucking...
You'll piss off one person.
One person.
Randomly.
Well,
I'll make an unpopular opinion.
What?
I don't think weed should get legalized.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I'm strongly against weed.
Why?
Because I just am.
But for what reasons?
Huh?
For what reasons?
Because there's no, in my opinion, there's no reason for it.
What do you mean?
Just like when people smoke or do shit that, you know, like, if there's nothing there that's beneficial to you,
but there is.
Then why is it having so much
they
trouble
use it for
legalized?
medicinal like that's why it's medical.
So why is it struggling to get legalized for all these years?
Well, because
if something is so great, so personable, so medicinal, why isn't it like?
Think of who has been it wasn't on like ballots and stuff before that. The first time that it actually hit the ballot, that shit got passed for it to like under certain statutes.
Ronald Reagan came out and actually said that this is going to be the most devastating thing to our country, which was weed. Back in the day, when Ronald Reagan was president.
Yeah, that's because...
Since then, we're still trying to accomplish this mission of smoking pot.
Well, see, this is how I see it. It should be fully legalized. Because, one, the more shops you get, that's the more taxes that you can now charge. Now you're charging people taxes to smoke pot, to poke some smut. You're charging taxes for that now. And that's more money to our city, to our state. But not only that, on the whole medical standpoint of it, like, it is good for you medically. It's been proven. That's why they get, like, it helps with anxiety. It actually stops cancer from spreading. It's been proven. It, like, depression, multiple things. So that's why I feel like it should be passed. Because if certain individuals don't have... Because our hospital system is fucked. Royally fucked. Literally, there are certain crisis centers that don't accept certain insurances. So you could be like, go to this crisis center and be like, yeah, I'm thinking of doing some very bad things. And they're like, oh, sorry, we don't accept your insurance.
But we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Yes. Like, no. No. This is what's wrong with the world. And, like, say they don't smoke weed and they try to find other outlets. Like, there are better outlets out there, obviously, than smoking weed, but sometimes it's on the person's mentality. Like, most of it's mental, most of it is, like, disease-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So, personally, I think it should be legalized. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
And look, we didn't even have an argument over it.
It's not anything worth arguing over.
You have no idea how many arguments I've gotten into over politics.
Politics is another story. Weed is just something stupid. If it gets legalized now, I don't give a shit.
But
I just don't feel like it should because there's nothing. In my opinion, because there's nothing useful for me. So I'm like, what difference does it? Go smoke your cigarettes. Why is it that you have to feel a certain sensation?
See, personally, I feel like weed should be legal, where cigarettes.
I feel like weed should be legal to people who actually need that.
Not
for people to be like, oh, I just got high. Let's go to McDonald's.
See, I sort of like it the way it is now. Like, where you have to, like, it's legal to smoke weed as long as it's in the confines of your own home or, like, someone's home, not out in the public. See, that shit I don't believe in. Like, you shouldn't be able to go walk around with a blunt in your mouth or a joint or fucking doing bong rips in a park.
Yeah, do you realize that every time I go to, like, the Dartmouth Mall or something, and I'm going there with my kid, and there's, like, toys I want her to see, but then I get that nice smell of skunk spray?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
give
that's
me a break.
Well, that's one thing. If you're walking around with it in your pockets, it's like, all right. Because I've walked by a couple people and I'm like, damn, that's danky. But, like, personally, they should keep it the way it is. Smoke in your own home. Not allowed to smoke in public. And that it's a lot simpler that way. I know Fall River's opening a store.
Whatever. I'm looking at Fall River right now.
A medical store for it. What?
And look where Fall River is at right now.
Yeah, but this is different. Like, personally, I feel like...
Why not? Let's add in more shitholes into the city.
No, I feel like that'll be good for the city, though.
I don't think so.
Just like for us being in New Bedford.
Give it like 3 more years. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start your annual purge.
I wouldn't mind there being a purge. Not gonna lie.
Right, we're not going in there.
I wouldn't mind it.
You're an idiot.
Why?
You're gonna be protected behind your wooden door?
I don't give a fuck. Motherfucker. What is everyone gonna be doing? They're gonna be going and fucking doing like stupid shit, like
They're
killing
gonna be
people,
raping people, killing people, breaking into houses, stealing their shit.
Yeah, let them break in. I don't give a fuck. I won't be here. I'll be breaking into the bank, stealing all that money.
Okay.
And then what happens?
Yeah, because you're the only one that's gonna have that idea. While you're breaking in, someone's gonna shank you from the back.
Listen,
I got one. My count is at 10. 10 kills, 0 deaths. Get at me.
and
My kill death ratio is insane.
And then that's when they realized I had chainmail on. Oh, good thing there was a net there. But no, seriously though, if there was, I'd just rob banks for 24 hours.
24 straight hours.
Hit one bank, go to the next, go to the next, go to the next. I'm a fucking billionaire by the end of it. I could buy WWE. And then make it better.
Not make it better.
I'm here to make WWE great again.
Oh, don't worry, my friend. You're gonna get them. And they're gonna smack you.
What?
There was a sign. A guy holding a sign saying, "We want Boston."
Oh, I can't fucking wait to wax Boston's ass.
Like they've been doing all year, right?
What do you mean? We split.
Oh, yeah?
We split.
Where? In the later portion of the season where the games didn't really matter anymore because the Red Sox
No,
were
in
up by
the entire season.
When the Red Sox were up by like 1,000 games.
We faced 18 times a year. We split 9-9.
Right. And you counting the very end of the season.
They only had one good series against us where they swept us. That 4-game series. That is it.
Okay. Then you guys should have no problems.
Oh, we won't.
Okay, good.
We won't.
Good. So why are you watching the game then? If you're not gonna have any problems, you
I
should have no problems. So you've already went all the way and above and beyond. Already gonna beat the Astros or the Cleveland Indians. You're already gonna beat the other team. You're gonna be champion. So why are you watching?
Hey, we may not beat the Astros. That'll be another close one.
But the Red Sox will be done.
Yeah, they're done. Absolutely done.
I cannot wait. If the Red Sox do it again and beat the Yankees again,
I guarantee you.
I'm going to be the first one here. Like, hey, where's the... I'm not even a baseball fan. I'm like, yo, come on. Throw your shit. You can be like, oh, God, the ump, like, that was an out. If they would have caught that, like, they would have been talking a whole different story.
No,
you're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, and how much shit do I talk about my Cowboys? When they fuck up, I say they fuck up. That was a catch! That was a catch!
See?
That was a goddamn catch, and you know it, motherfucker.
No, it wasn't.
We're done? See, we'll fight over sports, though.
Sports is fun.
Whoa, back to Monday Night Raw, where you got Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott. Well, very good match to an extent. Ruby actually got some offense in, which I like that they actually have them getting offense in now. What?
Nothing.
You got something to say?
Nothing to say. Just hurry up.
Well, Ronda Rousey won.
Great.
2 in armbar.
Shocker.
After the match, Bella Twins join Rousey in the ring to celebrate. Her music hits, and then it goes to replay. Comes back to the Riot Squad looking on from the ramp. And then they start talking about the Super Showdown, going to video package. Next, you got Bobby Roode versus Connor.
One quick thing. I gotta bless them. Oh, testify. My brother.
Bump, bump, ba-da-dum, bump, bump, ba-da-dum, dump, dump, da-da-dum. Start spreading the news.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love that fucking song. I've been to two or three Red Sox games.
That's the 7th inning stretch song, right?
Maybe.
Oh.
I don't fucking know. No, that's not the 7th. I think it's the when they win they play it. I think.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
I know in the movie Fever Pitch, it was the 7th inning stretch.
See, that was the first time I heard the song.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I'm like, hi, I like this song. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Fever Pitch.
I love Fever Pitch. That was a good movie. Especially Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon, 2 huge Yankee fans. Doing Red Sox shit.
Yeah. And then you got, because it was Ben Affleck in that with Jennifer Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate Ben Affleck.
The Batman.
I liked him as Batman. I thought he was going to ruin it.
He was funny in Fever Pitch.
I hate him.
He was funny in the movie.
Yes, but I hate him.
When they were dancing to get tickets. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. And he starts booty shaking.
I can't stand fucking Ben Affleck, but I'll take... I liked him in Batman. I was like, great, this fucking asshole's going to ruin it. Did a good job. And The Town was just a fucking great-ass movie. You can't hate that movie. Did you watch The Town?
Mm-mm.
Oh, see, that's where you're wrong. You have homework.
I don't have time to watch movies.
Motherfucker!
I honestly don't like watching movies.
You have time to spank your manky. You have time to watch movies.
That's like 3 seconds versus a movie's like 2 hours.
He's like, just let me grab a sock real quick.
Socks. I need socks anymore.
Well, you got Bobby Roode versus Connor on that note. And I'm just going to skip right to the end. Connor won again.
Wish you didn't skip right at the end, did you?
No, I knew. Connor won.
Again, I love it. Ascension need to be back on top. And the fans need to be on board because I feel like I'm the only idiot that's doing it now. When Connor goes to the fan, I'm like, yeah.
The Ascension deserve better.
Yes.
Do I have to talk about the moment of bliss?
Also, Kaylee finds Chad Gable extremely hot. I'm like, you know that he's my height, right? So that makes me extremely hot.
She's like, yeah, but he's ripped.
And she's like, and he has long hair. I'm like, bitch! You told me to cut my hair!
I told you not to cut it!
I know.
Piece of shit. You got the B team versus the Revival, with the B team winning. So it's back to burying the Revival, I see.
B team. Actually, it's back to bearing both because AOP destroyed the both of them.
Well, yeah, but
Doesn't really matter who won that. They were both getting killed.
yeah, it's fucking stupid. Then you got Dean backstage with Roman. Last week was close, and he just wants to make sure Dean is alright. Dean ignores him, and Roman presses the issue. Dean says he almost had Strowman out there earlier tonight. Dean goes on and says if he wasn't such a nice guy, he might be WWE Universal Champion by now. Ambrose walks off. So not only has he said that he could be Intercontinental Champion right now, he could be Universal Champion right now. So it seems like the War Dogs, Dogs of War, are getting into his head.
We'll see about that.
And then it goes to commercial break. After they say still to come, Rollins versus McIntyre and the Heartbreak Kid. When it comes back, you got Baron backstage giving props to the AOP and Drake Maverick, general manager of 2055, because we hear that every fucking week. Baron says
Spud.
he likes what he sees and tells them to keep doing what they're doing. They shake hands and Baron walks off. And then you got the oh so beautiful Charlie Caruso in the ring again to introduce WWE's 2018 Breast Cancer Awareness Month campaign with Susan G. Komen. We get a video package and come back to Charlie introducing some special guests at ringside. WWE Ambassador Dana Warrior is introduced.
Oh my god. The next girl she announced this, she was like Dr. whatever. She was on fire.
Oh my god. Along with a researcher, a fundraiser, and a 10-year-old breast cancer survivor. 10-year breast cancer survivor. Mm-hmm. Charlie sends fans to Komen.org/donate WWE and says WWE is here to fight breast cancer, but it takes an entire team to defeat it. She calls on fans to deliver another applause for special guests at ringside. Then you got Braun backstage with Dolph and Drew. Dolph says this could be the last time the Shield are together. Strowman says he may have taken out Ambrose earlier, but he's tough and he would fit perfectly with them.
This part's good.
Because they need winners.
Yep.
Braun says that's what he needs Drew to go out and do tonight. Win. Braun looks at Ziggler and says they don't need any weak links. Dolph doesn't like the jab from Strowman.
Literally, Strowman says we don't need any weak links. And then he walks away and Dolph's like... And then he looks at Drew and Drew's like... Walks away too. And Dolph's like, oh, okay, motherfuckers.
Braun walks off. Drew walks off. Ziggler's left to think it over. Next, you got Seth and Drew. Goes to the ring. Out comes Seth for his non-title match, and then commercial.
Burn it. Hi.
My name.
Were you listening to Seth Rollins with Burn It Down? Is your stomach the thing that's burning it down? Try Dums.
Did you say Dums or Tums? Tums. I hate you. Well, back from break, you got the...
I mean, at least make commercials entertaining. You put so goddamn many.
You got Drew McIntyre. They have a back and forth match. Drew takes Rollins to the corner, delivers a big smack to the face. Rollins fires back and unloads. Rollins keeps control and hits a big suicide dive to the floor, sending McIntyre into the barrier. Seth brings it back but lands on his feet. When trying to springboard in, Seth cuts Drew's comeback off and keeps fighting. Drew's delivers a big kick to the gut. Turns things around. Seth fights to his feet, but Drew slams his back down and keeps him grounded again. Seth gets out and manages to sidestep as Drew charges, sending him to the floor. Drew comes back and they tangle on the apron. Drew goes for a move on the apron, but it's blocked and Drew sends Rollins into the ring post. Seth Rollins falls to the floor. Drew repositions the steel steps and drops Seth from the steps, slamming his back onto the apron. Goes to a commercial break with Drew in control, comes back from break, and they go at it. Seth hits a sling blade and a blockbuster, but Drew kicks out at 2. Seth fights Drew off and hits an enziguri to the back of the neck. Seth with a big shot to the back of the neck for a close 2 count. And then you see Baron backstage watching the match. Seth looks for a buckle bomb but can't get Drew up into it. Seth counters a move and rolls Drew up for a 2 count. Drew avoids the stomp and fires back. Seth with another counter and a Falcon Arrow for a close 2 count. Seth goes to the top, but Drew cuts him down and crotches him. Drew delivers a big chop and climbs up. Drew goes to drive Seth into the mat, but Rollins slides down, delivers a buckle bomb across the ring. Rollins follows up with a big kick to the face. Seth cranks up for the stomp as fans pop. Dolph's music interrupts and out he comes. Dolph runs out and rushes the ring, but Rollins misses him. Drew never touches Rollins, but Drew takes advantage of the distraction and hits the Claymore for the pin and the win.
Still undefeated
in singles competition. He's only been pinned once since he's come back to WWE.
He's never been pinned. Oh, he hasn't. Who pinned him?
Andrade Cien Almas.
Oh, yeah.
Dolph Ziggler immediately hits the ring and they double team Rollins after the bell.
That's because Andrade had to dislocate Drew's arm.
Allegedly. Oh no, I'm gonna have to record this and watch the celebration.
The only celebration you're gonna get.
Listen, puto. Fucking cabrón. Dolph immediately hits the ring. Double team Rollins after the bell. Roman runs down and fights them, but he gets beat down as Braun's music hits. Braun takes his time walking to the ring. Dean's music hits next. Out he comes with an actual wooden axe handle. Ambrose unloads for a few seconds until Strowman floors him at ringside. Braun brings Ambrose into the ring, but Rollins jumps on his back. Dolph makes the save with a super kick to Rollins. Ambrose attacks Ziggler, but they triple team him. The champions hit the Claymores, the Zigmore combo on Ambrose. Ziggler and McIntyre whip Reigns into a big power slam from Strowman. Fans chant one more time, but they don't get it. Strowman's music hits and they stand tall over the Shield. And then back to another video package for, guess what? Super Showdown. Then they, once again, still to come, Shawn Michaels appears. Also Lashley vs. Owens. Comes back, you got Elias backstage with Kevin Owens. Now it looks like the backstage concert rider for Elias includes mints, spinach, and a triangle of bottled waters. Interesting. Elias isn't happy over getting cashews instead of almonds. He tosses them at a staffer and encourages Owens to enjoy the spinach. Goes to commercial. And then it comes back from commercial for, guess what? A plug for WWE 2K19.
Yeah, it's the official trailer.
Yeah. Then you go to the ring where you have the oh so beautiful JoJo. Fucking Bray Wyatt, you lucky son of a bitch. Introduces Elias and Kevin Owens. They are sitting in the middle of the ring on the stools with spotlight. Elias introduces himself and plays the guitar some. Elias says, only one man will walk with him tonight. He's a fan, a brother. Owen says he will walk with Elias and plug Saturday's match at Super Showdown against John Cena and Bobby Lashley. Owen says it makes sense for he and Elias to team up because they're fantastic competitors. They're just a couple of great guys. Owen says it doesn't make sense for Cena and Lashley to team up. Elias really... So, this is where it gets good. So, Elias says, Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Just like it doesn't make sense for Seattle having an NBA team. And that's when the fans went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, I was telling Nell he could have made this even better. Because when he first started, he could have started with, there is only one man who's going to walk with Elias, and one man who's not going to walk with Elias tonight. Kevin, you'll be walking with Elias. You know who won't be walking with us? Earl Thomas. That would have been a great way. I don't know if it would be too soon yet, but it would have been perfect. Great way to generate heat. Well, after he makes the NBA comment, the boos fill the stadium. It gets to the point it's so loud that Owens tries to talk about Cena, and then Elias goes, I can't hear what you're saying, man. And then he starts hollering into the mic.
He's like, can you hear me now? Okay.
And the fans just keep booing over the comment. And then Owens, they start to pitch some more and talk about how Cena ruined Elias's WrestleMania moment. Kevin Owens beat Cena his first time on Raw. And that he doesn't know much about sports or any of that. And then Owens says he's going to powerbomb Cena on the edge of the ring apron one more time. And then music finally interrupts and out comes Lio Rush. Rush speaks from the stage and says Cena is a legend. Rush says Elias and Owens are completely justified in acknowledging how big Saturday's match is. Rush says some would even call Cena the greatest of all time. Rush says Owens better not overlook tonight's match because if he does, he's just as foolish as Rush has made him look for the past few weeks. Rush warns Owens again and gives an introduction to his man, the heavyweight ready to do battle in Seattle, Bobby Lashley. The music hits and out comes Lashley, and then it cuts to commercial. Comes back from commercial break, Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens, with Kevin Owens picking up the win. Because Lashley turned his attention to Elias and Rush, and then Owens took advantage and rolled up Lashley for the win. So, yeah, they got the win, but it didn't make KO and Elias look strong. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then after the match, you have Lashley fight. Lashley fights Elias and Owens off, but the numbers game catches up. They double team Lashley in the middle of the ring now. Rush comes off the top ropes, but Elias decks him off out of the air like a fly. Elias sends Rush retreating. Owens with a pop-up powerbomb on Lashley. Elias and Owens embrace as fans boo and Owens' music hits. And now we got Bayley versus Alicia Fox.
I think it's the first time you actually said it right. Actually being Alicia Fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And guess who won? Bayley! With a Bayley to belly. And we're finally at the main event. Because they ended it with a talk segment where Shawn Michaels' music hits.
Bald Shawn.
He looks so weird bald. Well, Shawn Michaels takes the pop that he comes out to and says that the fans make it feel good to come home again. Michaels hypes the big last time ever match between The Undertaker and Triple H at WWE Super Showdown in Australia on Saturday and the different emotions surrounding the match. Shawn says he has felt them all with us over the past few weeks. Shawn says the last time he ever between Taker and Triple H one-on-one is going to happen on Saturday. That was your hint for a tag match. Michaels talks about how he bought a plane ticket a few months back because he wanted to witness this match as a fan, just like us, an innocent bystander. Up until a few weeks ago, Shawn says, then it got personal as The Undertaker, at no fault of Shawn's, made this personal and put Shawn in a position where Shawn had to make a choice. Taker wanted to know who would win, the dead man or the game, who Shawn believed in, who he stood behind. Shawn says he has nothing but the utmost respect for Taker, but any day of the week and twice on Sunday, he will pick his best friend over anybody on earth. Shawn says the upset Taker for some reason. Taker made this personal, and now it is. Shawn says Taker and his brother Kane in his corner, but Triple H also has his brother in his corner. Shawn tells Kane to understand this. If he or anyone else tries to crowd the ring as God as Shaw's witness, God as Shawn's witness, he will brush them back with some sweet chin music. Fans pop, the pyro goes off, and the red lights come up as Kane's music hits. Shawn turns his attention to the stage, but Kane appears behind him. Mask and all, the lights come back up, and Shawn turns around to a big right hand from Kane. The bells toll, and the lights go out as fans go wild. The dark lights come up, and The Undertaker is standing in the ring with Kane. Taker looks down at Shawn, cuts his own throat, scoops him up for a tombstone, but Triple H's music hits, interrupt Taker, but Shawn down to ready for a fight. Triple H runs down in his corporate attire and unloads brawling with Taker. Triple H rocks Kane and goes back to work on Taker. Kane grabs Triple H for a chokeslam, but Shawn makes the save. Taker grabs Triple H by the throat, and Kane grabs Michaels. The Brothers of Destruction deliver a double chokeslam in the middle of the ring. As fans pop big time, fans chant for Taker as Kane and Triple H try to recover. Shawn and Triple H try to recover on the mat. Kane watches from the apron as Taker comes back through the aprons and delivers a tombstone power driver to Triple H. Then Taker's music hits, and they are left standing strong with Triple H and Shawn in the middle of the ring. Dead.
They died.
They died. I give Raw a solid C minus. C.
C say play day.
C?
If it wasn't for Elias and Kevin, this would have been an F show. But I'm gonna give it
Drew and Dolph.
F show. But I'm gonna give
Dean.
it an F show. None of these matches ended right. They all ended with some shenanigans.
Yeah, but they put on good matches.
If that's the case, then you should be watching more of 205 Live.
No. Absolutely not.
I'll be a little generous. I'll give it a C minus. This was worse than last week. Alright. So, you're going to pull up 205 Live because I'm not doing 3 shows in a row.
I'm not doing 205.
Yes, you are.
Why are we reviewing 205?
Because it's the go home show. You can just announce who won. That's it. You don't have to say what happened. Just say who won, what was the matches, and who won. Is that hard?
But ma'am.
I'll do SmackDown right now. Okay.
But ma'am.
SmackDown opens up in
Guys. Mr. Arcade is being a dildo.
Oh my god.
All right.
Again, crap shows. So.
I hate you.
Portland, Oregon is I miss you. Wow, you got fat.
Yeah. Pedro's.
Oh, you gotta drop those tacos. Jesus.
Pedro Martinez has blown up.
Well, I mean, he's rich. He's just probably dining on mimosa and tacos.
On his fucking yacht and shit.
Yeah. Alright, so SmackDown opens up in Portland. We go right to the ring. Paige is waiting with a mic. Paige says she was told this job would be many things before she took it, but she didn't think she would be put in a position like this. She talks about the heinous crime Samoa Joe committed last week and shows a replay of Joe outside of the home of WWE Champion AJ Styles. Paige says the Styles family's alright. She sent authorities to the home right away, and Joe did not make it into the home.
Paige says charges were filed and Joe was charged with trespassing. Paige says she talked to WWE officials this week and they reached a unanimous decision. Joe should be fired. A mixed reaction starts up from the crowd. Paige says she gave AJ a call before firing Joe, and she felt his pain, his emotion. Paige says AJ then told her that he was dropping the charges and shouldn't be fired. AJ then asked her if he could hand out the punishment to Joe. Paige says Joe vs. Styles is still on for Super Showdown on SmackDown, and Showdown on Saturday in Australia at 5 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. Paige introduces a clip from AJ at his home. He apologizes for not being at SmackDown tonight, and the fans boo. AJ says with everything going on, he just didn't think it would be able to perform tonight. AJ says this is bigger than WWE. AJ says he didn't want to do something stupid tonight. He's not leaving his home until he gets confirmation that Joe is on a plane to Australia. He goes on about how his kids need him and he needs to be at home before going to Australia. That he needs to be there for his daughter because she spent the past week looking under her bed for Uncle Joe, the boogeyman. Like he's some sort of boogeyman. AJ says that this is going to end. This needs to end. Joe isn't coming back from the land down under because that's exactly where he's going to put Joe. AJ isn't talking about putting Joe in a coffin and putting dirt on him. He's talking about burying Joe alive. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Styles vs. Samoa Joe in a buried alive match. I wish.
If only. No, too dangerous.
We go to the announcers and they hype the no DQ, no count out match between Joe and Styles. Still to come tonight, Aiden English has video evidence against Lana. Also, Becky Lynch has a Super Showdown surprise for Charlotte. R-Truth and Carmella.
Who?
Carmella.
Who?
Versus Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. So it goes to a commercial break during wrestling. Back from break, both the Truth and Andrade go down, allowing a tag from Vega and Carmella. Carmella takes control and unloads, dropping Vega with a flatliner. Almas breaks the pin up, and the fans boo him for it. Truth unloads on Almas and takes him down with the help from Carmella. Vega comes from behind and dodges a kick, but Carmella ends up applying the code of silence for the win. Carmella and R-Truth go over Andrade and Zelina. Ty Dillinger approaches Paige backstage and says he wants Randy Orton. Paige says he defeated Shinsuke Nakamura last week, and technically, Dillinger interrupts and says he will deal with Nakamura later, but he can't let Orton's actions slide. Paige points out how Jeff Hardy has been away since dealing with Orton. Dillinger doesn't care. He wants to take care of Orton. Paige ends up making the match, and Ty walks off. We go to the ring, and out comes SmackDown Tag Team Champions New Day. For their pancakes cooking demonstration, we go to commercial. And back from break, the New Day's in the ring for their pilot cooking show episode. They talk about defending against the Bar at WWE Super Showdown on Saturday at 5 a.m. and admits that they've been a bit off when it comes to the Bar as of late. They introduce the staffer who often appears in their segments and reveal that he's the one who cooks their pancakes each week. They introduce him as Chef Mr. Bootyworth. They go on and are interrupted by the Bar. Sheamus says, it looks like we have another week of New Day coming out and acting like children, playing with food instead of training for a title match. Wood says the Bar is ruining their pilot filming. Cesaro asks, how can you ruin something that's already awful? I'm like, I don't know, Cesaro. I'm watching something awful right now. Cesaro says that they are here to help. Sheamus reminds us Cesaro is from Switzerland and says the Swiss are exceptional at making pastries. Why is this a thing?
I don't know.
Like, dude, what am I reading right now?
This is SmackDown.
Sheamus tosses them. The Bar turns the table over and the ball breaks out. Sheamus gets sent out of the ring. They go to a triple team. Cesaro and Sheamus throws a bunch of flour at the New Day. The Bar takes out Kofi with a ring post shot and delivers a big double backbreaker to Woods. They double team Big E with an assisted white noise next. The Bar stands tall to a mixed reaction. They turn their attention to Mr. Bootyworth. They take his hat, fill it with pancake batter, and then put it on his head to humiliate him. Cesaro dumps the rest of the batter over the guy next, and then they yell at him until he leaves the ring. The Bar stands over the title belts as their music hits. Still to come, Aiden English has video evidence against Lana and Ty versus Randy. The announcers plug the new WWE 2K19 video game and send us to the new Never Say Never commercial for the game. Ty Dillinger versus Randy Orton. Ty Dillinger is already out back from break. Randy Orton is out next, and Dillinger stares him down. Dillinger meets Orton at the ringside and unloads on him before the bell. He brings it back in the ring, but Orton gets the upper hand and beats Dillinger into the corner. Dillinger fights back and clotheslines Orton over the top to the floor. Dillinger falls, but Orton kicks him and slams him face first into the announcer's table. Orton tries to slam Ty on top of the table, but he blocks it. Ty fights back and slams Orton on the table. Dillinger mounts Orton on top of the table and pounds on him. Orton counters and tosses Dillinger over the barrier. Orton goes on and hits the draping DDT from the barrier to the floor. Orton removes part of the steel steps as the referee warns him. Orton takes one of the turnbuckle bolts and places Ty's finger on it. Orton twists and bends the finger around it as Dillinger screams in pain. Orton finally lets go and leaves Dillinger down in pain.
Poor Ty.
Still to come, DB versus Shelton Benjamin. Benjamin's backstage warming up when The Miz walks in. The Miz says, "You're welcome," and says he saw Benjamin's recent tweet about wanting a match and agrees that Benjamin is overlooked. Miz says Benjamin is a real deal. Miz says he put in a call to get Benjamin the match with the Goat Boy. Miz asks Benjamin if he's going to beat Bryan, and he says yes. Miz says Benjamin needs to do more than that. He needs to hurt Bryan. Maim him, make a statement. Benjamin says his statement is that he's been sitting on the bench waiting to remind everyone how good he is, and Bryan is just a casualty. Miz says that what he wanted to hear, and he will be on commentary to see the match. They shake hands.
They shake hands.
Aiden English is talking to his staffer about having the production truck ready for what he has to reveal tonight. English says this needs to be in high definition, and we go to commercial, and we come back from commercial, and now comes Rusev and Lana. Rusev calls out Aiden English to reveal this bogus footage he supposedly has. English comes out and says this evidence is right here, but first he has some facts about Milwaukee. Lana says he's stalling and has nothing. English says he's just providing context. English introduces One Night in Milwaukee, and the video opens with English talking to his phone, apparently in a hotel room. It looks like English was working on his promo for that night, the last time WWE was in Milwaukee. There's a knock on the door, and it's Lana. Lana said that she didn't have a lot of time, but she wants to get something off her chest. Something she had been thinking for a long time. The video cuts off after Lana says, "I want you." But clearly there was more to it that English is hiding. It looks like Rusev is asking Lana what's up with the video. English says he wants to show us the rest of the video, but he can't yet because of legal reasons. English says that there's an entertaining a large offer from TMZ, and he wouldn't want to cheat on them. Rusev and Lana argue in the ring, and Lana says it's not how it looks. Rusev exits the ring and runs up the ramp, chasing English to the back. Lana stands alone and in the ring, and the fans boo her. They announce the Talk WWE Super Showdown and replay footage from last night's Raw with Kane, The Undertaker, Triple H, and WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels. Still to come, Becky Lynch has a surprise, and Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin is next.
Wait, who?
Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin.
The match goes into a break. We go back from a break, and Bryan starts making a comeback after being knocked down by Benjamin. Benjamin cuts him off and nails a German suplex for a 2 count. Benjamin ends up running into the turnbuckles as Bryan moves. Bryan with a corner dropkick goes for another, but Benjamin charges in with a knee into the chest. Benjamin with another 2 count. Bryan makes another comeback and delivers the yes kicks. Benjamin catches a kick, but Bryan drops him with an Enziguri. Enziguri, yeah. Bryan waits for Benjamin to get up and leads a yes chant, but Miz gets up from commentary and hits the apron. Benjamin takes advantage of the distraction and hits pay dirt for the win. Winner, Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin.
After the match, the Miz attacks Bryan on the outside and beats him down. Miz rams Bryan into the announcer's table and brings him back into the ring, and fans boo. Miz drops Bryan with a skull-crushing finale and talks trash in his face about Super Showdown. The announcers show us what happened on Raw with the Shield and Braun Strowman and the Raw Tag Team Champions Dolph and Drew. Still to come, Becky Lynch has a Super Showdown surprise. Also, Asuka versus Peyton Royce. And we're back from break, and Naomi is in the ring with the mic. She plugs WWE's 2018 Breast Cancer Awareness Month campaign with Susan G. Komen and introduces a few survivors, along with affiliated with Komen and the WWE Ambassador Dana Warrior.
Well,
there you go. My thing just randomly closed. Just want to make sure everything's good over there. And it is cool. Alright. Asuka versus Peyton. again, another match that goes to break. Come back from break. Asuka fights back and beats Royce into a corner. Asuka Khan is coming off the second rope and draws Payne for another pin attempt. They tangle in the middle of the ring, and Asuka draws Royce into a knee bar. Then an ankle lock. Billy tries to help her break the hold, but Naomi comes over and lays her out. Asuka transitions into the Asuka lock for the submission win. Winner, Asuka. After the match, Naomi joins Asuka in the ring as they celebrate. Asuka music hits. Still to come, Becky Lynch has a surprise again. Back from break, out comes SmackDown Women's Champion Becky to a mixed reaction. And this is the main event. Becky talks about how she's been the best thing going since she took the title at SummerSlam several weeks ago. She's made the SmackDown's Women's Division the hottest thing in WWE. She goes on and shows us a video package on the feud with Charlotte Flair. Another Becky chant starts up. Becky says she has proven time and time again that she owns Charlotte. Becky says she still can't get the respect she deserves. She wonders where her magazine covers and action figures with the title are at. Becky goes on about how her face is the face of the company, and if no one will give her these opportunities, she will take them herself. She shows us a new Super Showdown poster she designed, uncovering it with a drum roll. The poster features Becky with one foot on Flair. Becky says Super Showdown isn't about The Undertaker versus Triple H for the last time. It's about Becky defending her title for the first time. The music interrupts, and out comes Flair. Flair rushes the ring, and the brawl breaks out. Flair nails a spear to mostly boos. Flair launches Becky into the ring to the large poster she revealed. Flair applies the figure four and hangs off the apron, tightening the hold. Fans chant for Becky as Flair brings it back into the ring to boos. Flair delivers a woo and stands over Becky as her music hits. The announcers hype Flair versus Lynch for Saturday's big event in Australia. Flair exits the ring and her music plays. Becky recovers in the ring and clutches as the title. Flair talks some trash. SmackDown goes off the air.
Give it a solid D.
I say C. Slightly better than Raw.
I'll give it a solid.
If this was a 3-hour show, maybe it was a D.
I give it a C minus. I give Raw the edge. Because the only thing that it seems like was good on SmackDown was, 1, Becky, because gorgeous. And 2, the Samoa Joe, AJ.
Yeah.
That's it. For me, Raw had a little bit more better points. 205 Live kicks off. You got Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher, with Akira Tozawa taking up the win. Next, you got Kalisto versus TJP, with Kalisto taking up the win. And that was it.
What was the main event?
That's all the show was.
It was 2 matches.
Yep. 2 matches.
Alright, well, that was 205 Live in a nutshell. Not really much going on there per usual.
God,
But next is NXT.
you mean NX3?
And we have a special announcement for NXT. Pete Dunne posted on Instagram this morning addressing his current run as NXT United Kingdom champion. As of this writing, Dunne has reached day 500 of his reign, dating back to when he defeated the inaugural title holder Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Chicago on May 20th, 2017. Since then, Dunne has defended his belt successfully and multiple times against the likes of Johnny Gargano, Zach Gibson, Tyler Bate, Jordan Devlin, Naomi Dar, Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, and many more, both in the States and across the seas. If he holds the belt for another 4 days, which is very likely, he will surpass Brock Lesnar's Universal title reign of 504.
Yep.
To a man who truly deserves to be the longest reigning WWE champion. Not
Yeah.
the world champion, but... Alright. So. We're going on to NXT. That happened earlier today. Give me a second. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, NXT time. October 3rd, 2018. Nikki Cross is in the back, and she says, games are fun, especially the ones you can play with other people. She says Bianca liked the last one, and they got and they get to do it again and again. Nikki says she hopes that Bianca is not afraid. Speaking of bad behavior, she knows. And the show officially opens up. We're in Florida, per usual. That was a burp. Lars Sullivan and EC3 are getting ready for their match tonight. But the first match is Candice LeRae versus Lacey Evans. Towards the end, Candice with an enziguri and forearms. Candice blocks a kick and kicks Evans in the back of the leg and hits a flying boot to the head. Candice with a running back elbow and snapmare. Candice goes to the turnbuckle and hits a flatliner for a near fall. Candice is sent into the turnbuckles and Lacey sends Candice to the mat. Lacey calls Candice a loser, like her husband, and Candice with punches to Lacey. The referee pulls Candice away, but she goes back to the corner for more punches. Lacey goes underneath. Lacey with the women's right. 1, 2, 3. Lacey Evans wins. Morrow mentions the triple threat match for the North American Championship between Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and Adam Cole. Adam Cole says the title represents the era that we are in here in NXT. It is more than a North American title match. It is about the future of this division. Pete Dunne says he is going to be the top of the brand and that this is the next step. Ricochet says he'll go all over the world to defend this title. Ricochet says that the legacy of the title is what he is going to build. Adam Cole says that the title's legacy starts and ends with him. Dunne says that Cole thinks he started the legacy of this title, but after creating the legacy for the UK title, this is the next step. Ricochet says he and Dunne respect each other because they are trying to raise the importance of these titles. Ricochet says the title is in good hands, his hands. Cole says people care about the title because of him. Ricochet says that it was only a prop for Cole. He says that he is not worried about the match. This match will raise the prestige of the title. Dunne says that when he wins, he will be the champion of 2 continents. Cole says he will become the two-time North American champion. That match will take place next week. We have a video package for the Forgotten Sons, which was, cool, I guess. Tommaso, we come back to the ring. Tommaso Ciampa, I don't think he's in the ring actually, and he says, "When you're at the top, they will always try to chop you down. They will talk, speculate, and lie, all to steal that spotlight. Perhaps it is to cover their own tracks and hide their own guilt. Your name is fitting, Velveteen Dream, because you seem to be living in a dream world where he is the guy who attacked Aleister Black. We both know exactly what is that Aleister experienced." Ciampa says his advice is to be careful. Keep your theories and your accusations to yourself and stay out of the champ's spotlight. Velveteen Dream says he is the guy who ended the fairy tale and exposed the mystique. He can be the guy who turns the dream into a nightmare. Gold.
Oh, God, I love Ciampa. Why aren't you in the goddamn game, Ciampa?
To piss you off. Tori Kirsch, Vinnie Mixon, and Cesar Rise versus Steve Cutler, Wesley Blake, and Jackson Riker.
Repeat that?
You heard what I said.
Gesundheit.
Winners: Jackson Riker, Steve Cutler, and Wesley Blake. They fought against 3 jobbers to make the Forgotten Sons look good.
Let me guess. Wesley Blake pinned?
No, Riker with a slingshot powerbomb.
Oh.
We see what happened last week when Kairi Sane accepted Shayna Baszler's challenge for her rematch at Evolution. We have a video package for Shayna and her training. Shayna says it is difficult to say what she thinks about Kairi then and now. Her mentality has changed. She got too comfortable. Going into a training camp is more grueling than anything the girls in NXT have ever gone through. You try to find new things to progress yourself in. It is all about going back and getting those building blocks fixed. The world has evolved. Women's wrestling has evolved. At Evolution, Kairi Sane will find out that Shayna Baszler has evolved. Tony Nese is in the back, and he is asked why he is here to compete. Tony says the best competition is here. He has proven himself on that show, 205 Live. So it is time to do it in NXT. And he has 8 reasons why. I hope he stays on NXT.
Who?
Tony Nese. Because he has 8 reasons why. I have 8 reasons why, too.
I think they're going to get rid of 205.
Good. I can see,
it's
Tony
happening
Nese is on
slowly.
NXT. Now you have Leo Rush going into the thing. Drake Maverick has gone into the thing up there.
And then you got Dar in UK.
Noam Dar's in UK now. It's only a matter of time. Johnny Gargano walks in the back as we go to commercial, and we are back, and Bianca Belair corrects her interviewer that it is Miss Belair. Bianca says she is not here to play. She does not care what that scraggly hair woman wants. She is still undefeated. Nikki had the chance to go away. She will have to embarrass Nikki as well as beat her. Next match, Johnny Gargano versus Tony Nese. And apparently this match was rather long and actually pretty spot on. But this is towards the end. Gargano with elbows and Nese trips Gargano as Nese goes to the floor. Nese lands on his feet on a double jump moonsault attempt. Gargano goes to the apron for a slingshot DDT. Gargano punches in forearms. Gargano with an enziguri. And then he is sent to the apron. Gargano with a slingshot spear for the near fall. Gargano kicks Nese into the corner. And with forearms, but Nese with a forearm of his own. Nese with a matrix and kicks to Gargano. But he misses the leg sweeping Gargano with a round kick. Gargano misses his super kick and Nese with a roll up, and he goes in for a one-arm powerbomb. But Gargano counters into a sunset flip. Gargano sets for the Gargano escape, but Nese with a roll up for near fall. Nese.
The who escape?
Gargano escape.
The Gargano escape?
Yeah.
What is that?
Gargano escape. Gargano goes for a slingshot DDT, but Nese catches him and sends Gargano over the top rope to the floor.
Yo, they split up the words in here. That's why I pronounced it.
The Gargano.
Gargano no escape. Gargano escape. Nese sends for the running knee after face weight washes. Gargano.
No, it's Gargano.
Gargano moves and he hits an enziguri. Nese with a German suplex on the turnbuckle. Gargano with the super kick and a clothesline. Gargano with a Gargano escape. And Nese taps out.
From now on, he's Johnny Gargano.
Look though, like I'm not joking. Look. They emphasize the capitalization, so Gargano. Alright, we have a feature on Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. Oni Lorcan says they first met as opponents. Burch says they kicked 7 blah. See, I've already done a show, so I feel like I'm done now. But Birkin says they kicked 7 bells of crap out of each other in that match. Oni says that there was when they knew they had the mutual respect and decided to fight others instead of themselves. Oni says they both came from humbling beginnings. Danny says they have a lot in common and that they had fight and scratch everything. Danny says they deserved that title match. Oni says that when they faced the Undisputed Era for the title, the crowd wasn't behind them. But when they showed their respect for their effort, Danny says they feel that from the crowd and it was a really special time for them. Oni says he thought they had them on their heels, but Roderick Strong hit him and with that knee and it fractured his orbital bone and collapsed his cheekbone. Oni says that it is hard to explain how he feels to lose a big match and break your face. It was motivating. Danny says adversity can make or break you, and it will make them. Danny says when you're your average blokes and they have fought, scratched and clawed to try to become champion. Says their goal is to win the tag titles and show the 2 average blokes can achieve great things. As we go to commercial. We're back and Bianca Belair will face Nikki Cross in 2 weeks. Kona Reeves faces Keith Lee next week. That will be in addition to the North American Championship match. Lars Sullivan versus EC3. Towards the end, EC3 tries to get Sullivan on his shoulders, but Sullivan with an elbow. Sullivan with a short arm clothesline. Sullivan goes for a freak accident, but EC3 with elbows and then hits a Mick Foley clothesline over the top rope, and both men go to the floor. Sullivan catches EC3 and hits freak accident on the apron. Sullivan goes to the top and hits a diving headbutt for a 3 count. Lars Sullivan goes over, and as we go to credits.
Name.
Nam indeed.
Damn.
Nam indeed. Yeah. And that's a person who had kids.
Maria Kanellis.
Maria Kanellis.
The
Gargano.
Where she posts the picture in her underwear. And,
she's gonna get in trouble.
Her training bra. Saying 6 months postpartum. one baby, one new business, husband recovering from an addiction. Wait, what? You're just not going to speed past that. Like, what's going on with Mike? What is he recovering from? What addiction?
Alcohol.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
He
that.
almost got fired from WWE for it.
Really?
Yeah, but he said that he was gonna like go and fix himself, and WWE said go for it. So they didn't fire him or anything like that.
Poor Mike. WWE will drive anyone to drink. Look at Jeff. He did other things other than drink, though.
Jeff did some naughty things.
He was a naughty boy. But yeah, that sums up the week.
What did you give 205 Live?
Incomplete.
And give it an X.
Try again next time.
Give him an A for effort. I know NXT seemed like it was like a B show per usual. So
Yeah.
their takeovers are always A's, but their regular stuff seems like B's.
Their takeovers are A++. No, I wouldn't even say their regular stuff is always B's. They have some A+ stuff.
Next week could be an A+ because of the triple threat. But
yeah. So that wraps up the week. Headed into
Super
Showdown on Saturday at 5 a.m.
No one will watch it.
I might watch it.
I'm gonna be sleeping. I'll wake up and then I'll watch it.
I'll be at work, so I don't know.
I'll wake up and I'll watch Super Showdown.
Tune in next time to Super Slam. Well, that's it.
Closing
Out the show. Once again, you have yours truly, Sinister, the man, the myth, the Arcadia, Mr. Arcadia.
And if you thought I was going to break my record, you're wrong.
Of what?
Give us a subscribe.
Don't forget to DDT that like button.
We need to think of our own shit.
It's funny this way. Welcome to Wrestle Talk.
And you are watching Going In Phenomenal Podcast.
Welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestle Talk Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to Podcastaholic.
Heels by a Phenomenal.
That was actually a decent one.
Phenomenals by nature.
Phenomenal's by nature.
Phenomenal by nature. Yeah,
All
phenomenal
right,
by
well,
nature.
We'll see you next time. We're going to actually see you sooner than later because we have predictions later. But
that 'tis it. Adios.
bye.
Au revoir.
Let's say bye.
Cinco.
I was thinking of it.
Cinco.
Coconut Pepsi.
Oh, I'd like a cock. A large cock. What? You want cock? No. A large cock. Cock.